What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media, bringing you Ravens content every single day. There's going to be a couple of videos coming out today, and we will be live streaming when the Ravens do end up releasing their final 53-man roster. So don't worry, that will be coming. But when I was getting ready to go to work, which I do at 3:30 in the morning because I work mornings, I got a notification that Kenyan Drake is visiting with the Baltimore Ravens and is likely to sign with them pending a physical. And I'm at work and I'm, doing my thing. And I'm like, okay, boom. All of a sudden it looks like, okay, past the physical. The Ravens are signing Kenyan Drake. And I was like, I got to make a video on this before the 53-man roster because that'll be more talking about, why did they cut this guy? Why did they cut this guy? I'm talking about an addition right here because Kenyan Drake is a very, very good addition to this Baltimore Ravens backfield, especially with the uncertainty of J.K. Dobbins and his health for week 1. This signing allows for the Ravens to have a 1-2 punch. Now, granted, it's not as good as J.K. and Gus, but a solid 1-2 punch because Kenyan Drake, can catch the football. If you look at his statistics, he's had over 20 receptions every year of his career other than his rookie year. But, he's had 50 plus reception seasons. He can catch the football. He can also get the big play. He had a 52-yard reception. He's had multiple 80-yard rushing touchdowns. Like he can also break the big ones. He ran a 4.4 40-yard dash. And I think he is a much better runner of the football at this point than a guy like Tyler Beatty, who is my assumption will no longer make the roster. Obviously things could happen. Maybe it's Justice Hill, but even if JK plays, this is a 3 running back committee to start the year of J.K. Dobbins, Mike Davis, and Kenyan Drake, which is much better than a Mike Davis, J.K. Dobbins, and Justice Hill or Tyler Beatty, because those players are just not, Tyler Beatty, I still love that pick. I have no problems with that draft selection. I think he can be a good running back in the NFL, but he needs a little bit more time, in my opinion, to get to that level. I don't think he's ready right now to be, a kind of a featured back in an offense. So Kenyan Drake has that ability, and he is also efficient when he's carrying the football. Last couple of seasons, he's averaged 4 yards per carry, which when you transfer that over to the Ravens offense, that's about 5 yards per carry based on the, the run schemes and being able to play with Lamar Jackson. You're going to get even more yards per carry. So it's very different from, the recent years of signing. Oh, look at that. We went out and we got ourselves Mr. Latavius Murray, Mr. Devontae Freeman, Mr. We brought in Corey Clement. All those guys where it's like, okay, they're pretty old and they are not the same player that they used to be. Kenyan Drake was never a fantastic running back in the NFL, but he was usable. All right. He was usable, and he is a solid number 2 running back to have. And now we kind of have a battle for that number 2 running back and potentially a battle for that number 3 running back spot once Gus Edwards ends up returning between Mike Davis and Kenyan Drake, because both players can play football. Like there's no question that they should be on a roster. The question is who will get the playing time. And so that means the beginning of this season is going to have a lot of impact on how the end of the season finishes and who is going to be that third back when Gus and JK are a little bit tired. Because the Ravens utilize 3 backs at all times. That is how the Greg Roman system works. You have to have running backs. You got to keep 4 running backs on the roster because you just run that ball. You run the rock. You pound it over and over and over and over again. And we're going to end up seeing who takes that number 2 spot. And honestly, I like what Kenyan Drake adds because I think Mike Davis is too similar to Gus Edwards, and he doesn't have that burst that Gus Edwards has. Kenyan Drake can get a little bit of a burst. Even last season, he went out there and he had some nice plays playing for the Raiders. But, obviously the Raiders are in a weird system. They ended up losing their coach halfway through the year. He's sitting behind Josh Jacobs, doesn't have a great offensive line. Now he's coming to a good offensive line. Actually, I think it's a very good offensive line. A top 3 rushing system, the best rushing quarterback to play within the NFL to help and boost that run game. This is a great signing for the Baltimore Ravens. I'm super happy about it. I've been waiting about 6.5 hours to make this video because I've just been so excited. And I'm like, yes, this is not the type of signing that I was expecting today, but it's the type of signing that I really like. A guy that'll play early and he'll be good. Is he going to go out there and rush for 200 yards a game? No. That's not my expectation. But he's going to be a solid role player until we get JK back. And then he'll kind of be, in the background, but he'll still be rushing the ball, catching the ball, coming in on third down, because in third down situations, you want Kenyan Drake, especially over a guy like Mike Davis, because Mike Davis doesn't have great hands. He's just not that explosive. So, if you check it down to him, you're not super confident he'll be able to pick up that first down. Kenyan Drake, you can check it down to him. He can make a guy miss, and boom, 10, 15 yards down the field. That's an element that we've been looking for. That's why we drafted Tyler Beatty, but Tyler Beatty, still like the pick, still like the player. It doesn't look like he's ready to be that guy just yet. But let me know, everybody, in the comment section down below what your thoughts are on this signing. The Ravens make a good move going after Kenyan Drake. I'll be back when the Ravens end up making their 53-man roster prediction, going live, talking with all of you about potentially the players that didn't make it. So thank you so much. Subscribe for daily Ravens content, and I will see all of you again later today.